and ask yourself if my health is actually going the opposite, it's not improving, but it's actually deteriorating, then should I keep doing the same thing I am doing, or should I do something different? Like, it is January, which is World Carnivore Month. And in the month of January, it's probably the biggest month of the year that people think about losing weight. And that is probably what people are getting wrong the most. Let me explain a little bit of what I mean. Carnivore isn't necessarily about losing weight. Yes, if you are overweight, you will lose weight with doing the carnivore diet, most likely. If you are underweight, you'll probably gain a little bit of weight. If you're about the right weight, you're probably not going to change in weight much. And that's what people get confused about with carnivore. They look at it and they look at any type of dieting as a weight loss thing. They want to lose weight. But the real thing that you want to do is that you want to get healthier than what you are today. You want to be healthier, right? I mean, there are so many different ways to lose weight. And I have done it before without doing carnivore. Back in 2017, so this was, almost 9 years ago now, I guess. Um, I lost over 100 pounds in less than a year. It was actually about 115 pounds in less than a year. It was not eating a carnivore diet. It was a bit of a low carb diet, but it was also low fat. It was not very sustainable to do long term. It was basically starving myself of proper nutrients and so forth. But it was a way to lose weight. It actually worked losing weight. You can see this picture of me here. That is from back in 2017 when I lost all this weight. Here's the problem though. I was not in a healthier state. That was when I was 45, 40, no, I was 43 years old back then. Okay. I am now 52 and I am healthier now than I was then. The difference is I have been doing carnivore now for over 3.5 years. In that 3.5 year time period, well, first of all, let's go back. So 43, lost all this weight, right? Within the next year, I gained all of it back plus some because I fell off the bandwagon, right? It was too hard to sustain. What I was doing was not a very good long term type of thing. And I went back to my old ways of eating and gained all the weight back. Okay. But even in that time period, when I had lost weight, I was sore. I even got kidney stones at times. I had issues with joint pain all over, especially like if I lifted weights or something, I would be so sore for the next couple of days. But I had the joint pain, I had back pain, all that kind of stuff. Then as I gained weight, things got even worse. I got more mild depression type of things and just not wanting to do things, stuff like that. I started snoring more, back pain, hip pain got worse. The joint pain got worse, all that kind of stuff got worse. I developed AFib actually when I still had lost some of that weight. I had started to gain a little bit back, but I developed AFib at that time and I had AFib. Now, after doing carnivore for 3.5 years, all of those things are gone. I haven't had an AFib episode in 3.5 years. I don't have any issues with snoring. I don't have back pain. I don't have hip pain. I don't have joint pain. All those things have gone away. I don't have the issues I had with high blood pressure and so forth. So all that stuff went away, and those are good health things. Now, I have lost weight in that time too, and that is kind of a subset that if you're overweight, you are going to lose some weight. It doesn't mean that you're going to lose it as fast. It's not necessarily that carnivore is the fastest way to lose weight. There are other ways that maybe you can lose weight faster, but that doesn't mean that it's healthier for you. I have lost about 85, 90 pounds, somewhere in there in the 3.5 years on the carnivore diet. So I haven't lost as much weight as I did back in 2017. I'm not as thin as I was then. Some people might say, hey, you're still overweight, which technically by standards I am. They might say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to you when it comes to talking about health and so forth because you're overweight. Well, here's the thing though. While I may still have some weight to lose, which again is not my main thing that I'm concerned with, I am healthier than I was before. Now, I am healthier than I was when I looked like this back in 2017. Again, let's look at it this way though. Okay. Just because I'm not as thin as I was doesn't mean that I'm not going to be healthier than I was back then. I don't have any of those health issues that I had before that I talked about, any of the joint pain, all that kind of different things. The AFib hasn't been happening, any of that kind of stuff. I am now 9 years older. I am 52 years old. I can do more push ups than I could do back then. I can lift and bench press more weight than I could back then. And I don't get sore for days after doing that. I have better stamina when doing things. I actually run sometimes now when I didn't do that back then. There's so many different things that I can do. There's different, tests that you can do for fitness and so forth. And that's how you want to judge yourself and that you're getting healthier. And other things I can look at, like people are gonna say, yeah, well, you're doing carnivore diet, so you can't possibly be getting healthier. Maybe your short term is healthier, but in the long term, you're gonna be doing worse. Well, I have a 0 score on my CAC. I've had all kinds of tests done for AFib and so forth, and there's been no reoccurrences of AFib in 3.5 years. My AFib actually improved or went away, not got worse or stayed the same. It improved. It's not happening anymore. The joint pain and so forth, the back pain. I couldn't sleep at night in bed for more than a couple hours. Now I sleep all night long with no issue. All those things are things that you can judge your health on. I am healthier than I was before. And it's not about necessarily being the healthiest person. I am not the healthiest person in the world. That's just the way it is. 48 years basically of eating the wrong way and so forth, making yourself unhealthy. You're not just going to become the healthiest person in the world. But that's not how you compare yourself. You don't compare yourself to somebody else, your health to somebody else's health. You compare yourself, your health, to what it was. And you want to keep improving your health. And that's what the magic is with the carnivore diet, because you're getting rid of the foods that are bad for you, that are making people so sick. You're not eating the processed foods, the highly processed foods, all that sugar, the seed oils, your vegetable oils, canola oils, and all that kind of stuff. You're not eating any of that kind of stuff. The grains and so forth. You're not eating any of those foods. And you're eating high quality meat that is full of nutrients. And those nutrients, the vitamins and minerals that you're getting from that food, you're absorbing better than you can of any other type of food. And it's making you healthier. It's fixing issues that you've had. It fixes autoimmune issues. It fixes diabetes and so on and so on. And normally a subset of that is losing weight. Some people will struggle to lose weight, but they'll start feeling better. And that's what you've got to really do. You've got to compare your health, how you were before, how you are now, and ask yourself, if my health is actually going the opposite, it's not improving, but it's actually deteriorating, then should I keep doing the same thing I am doing, or should I do something different, like the carnivore diet? This is World Carnivore Month. This is a great time to go and make that step towards better health.